Okay, so what did we discuss in the last class? Huh?
Experiment of.
Yeah, we discussed about its observations and conclusions. Yes or no?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, right? Can you hear me
Yes, ma'am.
clearly?
Yes, ma'am.
Kshetra, I think that's the network issue there. Karthik, who is near to you? It's okay.
Ma'am, it's my sister, big sister.
Your sister. Your younger sister?
No, ma'am, big one.
Okay. Okay, so we covered till conclusion, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. Then this one, this slide?
No, ma'am.
No, okay. So from that experiment, we have learned major 3 points. They are most of the space inside the atom, it is empty, okay? Then the positive charge of the atom occupies very little space. Then the positive charge and mass of the gold atom were concentrated in a very small volume within the atom, okay? These three are the major conclusions of that experiment, gold foil experiment. Then from the data onwards, he also calculated that the radius of the nucleus is about 10 raised to 5 times less than the radius of the atom. Just look at this image. This one is the nucleus, okay? So this radius of this nucleus, it is 10 raised to 5 times less than that of the radius of the atom, okay? This radius of nucleus is about 10 raised to 5 times less than the radius of the atom. Clear? From the data, he also calculated that the radius of the nucleus is about 10 raised to 5 times less than the radius of the atom. Shall I move to next one?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Then the next one, through this experiment, Rutherford, he proposed the nuclear model of an atom. Okay, nuclear model of an atom. So the first point is that the positively charged center in an atom, it is called the nucleus. The positively charged center in an atom, it is called the nucleus. Nearly all the mass of an atom resides in the nucleus. Okay, this positively charged center, it is known as this one. It is known as nucleus, and all the mass of an atom, it also resides in the nucleus. Clear? The positively charged center, it is known as nucleus, and all the mass of an atom resides in the nucleus. Okay, then the electrons revolved around the nucleus in circular paths. These electrons revolve around the nucleus in circular paths. Look at these green particles. They are just revolving around this nucleus. Okay, how the planets revolved around the sun, the similar way these electrons are revolving around the nucleus. And this point that we already learned, the size of the nucleus is very small as compared to the size of the atom. So these three are the major points developed by this Ernest Rutherford from the gold foil experiment. First one, the positively charged center in an atom, it is called the nucleus. Nearly all the mass of an atom, it is also resides in the nucleus. Then the electrons revolved around the nucleus in circular paths. Then the size of the nucleus is very small as compared to the size of the atom. Okay, then
Yes.
Sowell. Sowell, are you there? Sowell. Said, Said, can you hear me? No. Okay, Sania.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, can you please read these points?
Nuclear model of an atom,
Okay.
Rutherford.
Hmm.
The positively charged center in an atom called the nucleus.
Okay.
Nearly all the mass of an atom resides in the nucleus.
Hmm.
The electrons revolve around the nucleus in circular paths.
Okay.
The size of the nucleus is very small as compared to the size of the atom.
Okay. So these three are the major points according to this nuclear model of an atom by Rutherford. Okay. Clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Everyone clear? Ashik?
Yes, ma'am.
All of you please switch on your videos. Sovel, Abin, Karthik, Ashik, Said, Kshetra. Yeah, Revu. Okay, then next one, drawbacks of Rutherford's model of an atom. Okay, there are certain drawbacks for the Rutherford's model of atom. The first one, the revolution of electron in a circular orbit is not expected to be stable. That means, according to Rutherford, he suggested that the electrons are revolving around the nucleus in a circular path, right? But normally, just think that what happens when we round for around 10 times? What happens to us? Just round for 5 times or 10 times. What happens? Huh? What happens when we just round like this for around 10 times?
You feel dizzy.
Huh?
We feel dizzy.
Yeah, dizzy or faint, or at least we fell, right? In the same way, these electrons also revolve like this for a long time. What happens to them? They also fell down, right? So that is a contradiction between his suggestions. Okay, so the revolution of electron in a circular orbit, it is not expected to be stable. Any particle in a circular orbit would undergo acceleration. What do you mean by acceleration? Huh? Acceleration. It's just change in speed, okay? So any particle in circular orbit would undergo acceleration. That means change in speed occurs. So during acceleration, the charged particles would radiate energy. When they are undergoes acceleration, they would radiate energy. Then, thus the revolving electron would lose energy and finally fall into the nucleus. Thus the revolving electron radiate energy, finally it loses full energy and finally fall into the nucleus. If this was so, that the atom should be highly unstable and hence matter would not exist in the form that we know. If these electrons are revolving around the nucleus like this, finally they emit full of energy, they lose energy and finally fell into the nucleus. So the atom should be highly unstable and hence matter would not exist in the form. But really atoms are quite stable and the matter exists, right? So this concept of electrons are revolving around the nucleus, it is one of the drawback of Rutherford's model. That was not correct. Okay, clear? The revolution of electron in a circular orbit, it is not expected to be stable. any particle in a circular orbit would undergo acceleration. So during acceleration, charged particles would radiate energy. Charged particles would radiate energy. Thus, the revolving electron would lose energy and finally fall into the nucleus. If this was so, that the atom should be highly unstable and hence matter would not exist in the form that we know. We know that atoms are quite stable. Anjali Priya, can you read this one?
Thus, the revolving electron would lose energy and finally fall into the nucleus.
From the first onwards, drawbacks of Rutherford's. Okay.
The revolution of electron in a circular orbit is not expected to be stable.
Yeah.
Any particle in a circular orbit would undergo acceleration. During acceleration, charged particles would radiate energy.
Okay. Then continue.
Ma'am, that slide is not coming.
What
Okay,
about now?
ma'am, now it's came.
Okay.
Thus, the revolving
Revolving.
electron would lose energy and finally fall into the nucleus.
Okay.
If this was so, that atom should be highly unstable and hence matter would not exist in the form that we know. We know that atoms are quite stable.
Okay, fine. So that's about drawbacks of Rutherford's atom model. Okay. Yeah. So we just learned first J.J. Thomson's atom model. Then there was certain drawbacks for J.J. Thomson's atom model. Then that's about what's the main drawback of J.J. Thomson's atom model? Yeah, it's between the about the electrical neutrality, right? The number of protons and number of neutrons equal, and it could not be explained by other experiments. Okay, then we learned this Rutherford's atom model. It is according to the based on gold foil experiment, and there are certain observations for this gold foil experiment, and based on these observations there are certain conclusions, and based on these conclusions he suggested this nuclear model of an atom with certain important points, and there are certain drawbacks for this nuclear model of an atom. Okay, so we learned 2 atom models. Then we are moving to the third atom model. Okay, that is Bohr model of an atom. Bohr's model of an atom. BOHR. Bohr's model of an atom. So, in order to overcome the objections raised against Rutherford's model of the atom, or in order to overcome the drawbacks of the Rutherford's model of an atom, Niels Bohr, okay, Niels Bohr, he put forward the following postulates about the model of an atom. Niels Bohr, he put forward the following postulates about the model of an atom. Okay, the first point is that only certain special orbits known as discrete orbits, okay, only certain special orbits known as discrete orbits of electrons are allowed inside the atom. Rutherford told that electrons are just revolving around the nucleus, right? But here Niels Bohr, he suggested that these electrons are revolving around the nucleus but in a certain discrete orbits. So these electrons are revolving around the nucleus in certain special orbits. It is known as discrete orbits of electrons. Okay. While revolving in this discrete orbits, the electrons do not radiate energy, and they will not lose energy, and they will not fall into the nucleus. So these two are the major postulates about the model of an atom according to Niels Bohr. First one is that only certain special orbits known as discrete orbits of electrons are allowed inside the atom. Then the next point is that while revolving in discrete orbits, the electrons do not radiate energy. So these two are the major points or major postulates according to Bohr's model of an atom. Bohr's model of an atom. Okay. Arun,
Yes, ma'am.
can you read this slide?
In order to overcome the objects raised against Rutherford's model
Objections.
of the atom, Niels Bohr put forward the following postulates about the model of an atom. Only certain special orbits known as discrete orbits of electrons are allowed inside the atom. While revolving in discrete orbits, the electrons do not radiate energy.
Okay, while revolving in discrete orbits, the electrons do not radiate energy. Okay, and these orbits or shells are called energy levels. These orbits or shells are called energy levels. Okay, these electrons are revolving around the nucleus in special orbits. They are known as discrete orbits, and these orbits or shells, they are called energy levels. Okay, energy levels. Look at this figure. Here at the center there is a nucleus. Then there are different shells. Okay, or energy levels. We can name this energy levels as first one, this one as K. Okay, alphabet K. Then next energy level L. Then the third one M and the fourth one N. So K, L, M and etc. Okay, and we can also first shell, second shell, third shell, fourth shell, or we can say that first energy level, second energy level, third, fourth, etc. Okay, is this clear? And this orbits or shells in which the electrons are revolving around the nucleus. It is similar to that of the solar system. The different planets are revolving around the sun in certain special orbits, right? In the similar way, these electrons are revolving around the nucleus in special orbits. It is known as discrete orbits, or we can call it as energy levels. It can be represented as K, L, M, N, etc. or 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Everyone? Yeah, so
Yes, ma'am.
which are the two postulates of Bohr's model of an atom? Please switch on your video. Yeah.
Only certain special orbit known as discrete orbit of electrons are allowed inside the atom.
Okay. Then,
While revolving the discrete orbit, the electrons do not radiate energy.
yeah, while revolving in this orbits, the electrons do not radiate energy. Then, what do we call this energy? Sorry, what do we call this orbits or shells? Melita, can you hear me? Melita? Sean? Sean? Karthik? Karthik, can you hear me? No. Elsa?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. What do we call this special orbits or shells? Yeah. Okay, Srihari, tell me.
Energy level.
Yeah, Elsa, it's energy levels. Okay, how can we represent this energy level, Srihari?
Like orbits of solar system.
Yeah, it's in the form of how these shells or energy levels are represented.
Like rings.
Yeah, it's in the form of a symbol. Alphabets. Tell me.
K shell.
Yeah, K, L, M, N, then or 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. So it's from K, L, M, N. Okay, from the inner nucleus. First shell, second shell, third shell, fourth. From inner to outer. Okay, not from outer to inner. From the nucleus, then 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, clear. So we learned J.J. Thomson's atom model, then Rutherford's atom model, then Bohr's atom model. Then there is one more topic there, that is neutrons. We just learned two subatomic particles, right? Which are they?
Electrons and protons.
Yeah, electrons and protons. Then there is one more subatomic particle, that is neutron. Okay. So neutrons. In 1932, James Chadwick, he discovered another subatomic particle. Okay. And this subatomic particle has no charge and a mass nearly equal to that of proton. In the case of proton, it is positive charge, and in the case of electron, it is negative charge, right? In the case of neutron, they have no charge and a mass nearly equal to that of proton. Mass nearly equal to that of proton, and it is named as neutron, and it is present in the nucleus of atom except hydrogen. There is no neutron in the case of hydrogen, but in the case of all other elements, this neutrons are present in the nucleus of the atom. So protons and neutrons, they are present in the nucleus of atom. Then there are certain orbits in which the electrons are revolving. Okay, clear? This is the image according to Bohr model. So we can name it as proton, and it is present in the nucleus of atom except hydrogen. We can represent it neutron as N. So proton P, electron E, neutron N. Okay, clear? Dominic, can you hear me? Huh? Dominic? No. Cameron?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. Can you please read this points?
1932, James Charles Wick are the
Chadwick.
subatomic particles, no charge and mass nearly equal to that of proton, named as neutron, present in nucleus of atom except hydrogen.
Yeah.
Represent as N.
Okay, it's represented as N. So we learned protons, electrons, and neutrons. Then mass of an atom, it is therefore given by the sum of the masses of protons and neutrons present in the nucleus. Okay, mass of an atom. This mass of an atom, that is equal to the number of protons and number of neutrons. Clear? And this neutrons and protons, they are present in the nucleus. Okay, so mass of an atom is therefore given by the sum of the masses of protons and neutrons present in the nucleus. Clear? Everyone? Yes or no?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. So that's about today's topic. So how can we determine the mass of an atom?
The mass of proton plus mass of neutron.
Yeah, sum of the mass of proton and neutron. And this proton and neutron are present in the?
Nucleus.
Yeah, it's in the nucleus. And what about electrons?
On an energy level.
Yeah, it's around the nucleus in certain orbits or energy levels. Okay, clear? So we just started from the J.J. Thomson's atom model. Then this model is developed into a next form, right? We, in the case of this J.J. Thomson, he just imagined it as a positively charged sphere in which negative or the electrons are embedded. Then later it changed to a center, that is nucleus, then protons are there at the center, like that, right? And in the case of this Bose atom model, there is a center with protons and neutrons, not neutrons, protons. Then the electrons are revolving around the nucleus in certain special orbits, and later this neutron also discovered. Now it's completed. Okay. Then in the next class, we are going to learn how these electrons are distributed, then valency, how to find out this valency. Okay. Arun, is this your sister?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So, all of you study well for the MCQ, okay? Then, now time is 21. Let me take your attendance. Abin Thompson,
Yes, ma'am.
Ahlam Fatima, Elna Rose, Ananda Krishna, Anjali Priya present, Anthony Maxi present, yeah. Arun Bhaskar present, then Ashik present, Adulya present, Bastin present, Devasena present, Dominic present, Elsa present, Amarin present, Gauri Nandana present, Gaudam absent, right? Yeah, Jerlin present, Jesslyn, no, Justin absent, Karthik present, Kshetra present, yeah, Lakshmi Nanda, Milita, yeah, Minha, no, Revu present, Said present, Shania present, Sania present, Sania and Shania, yeah. Then Sean Joseph present, Sovel present, Sriram, no, okay, Srihari present, Swadi, no, okay. Then I will send you the notes of today's class through the WhatsApp. Then,
Yes, ma'am.
then okay, all of you study well. All the best for your science exam. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
What about today's exam? It's completed? Finished?
Yes, ma'am.
Huh?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. How was your exam?
Fine.
No problem.
Okay. Okay. So thank you all. See you in next class. Okay.
Thank you, ma'am.
Bye. Bye.